Once again, it's being watched. There's another number, Jordan Hester, who doesn't really have much of an internet presence. Although they do seem to have two separate lives, two different homes, two different jobs, two different hobbies. There's clearly one person has been living a double life. That is what they can deduce from this limited information. It's definitely not two different people. That would be nuts. Those social security numbers are hard to steal. It's 9 whole digits. So hard to break. We also get a lore drop that doesn't feel real, like maybe Harold's fibbing, but he claims that he invented social media specifically to feed data to the machine.
Never understood why people put all their information on those sites. Used to make our job a lot easier in the CIA.
Of course, that's why I created them.
You're telling me you invented online social networking, Finch?
The machine needed more information.
So I guess one of Harold's previous identities was Tom. Carter is not answering their calls right now on account of John going off script and getting poor Shermansky killed, so the boys will have to split up and check out this one person's 2 separate apartments. One of them is a real shithole, the other is quite nice with expensive furniture, which is odd because John's got his eye on their target and he's working as a barback. How can he afford a fancy apartment on his salary? And who just unlocked the door? As was obvious from the start, there are 2 different people sharing this one number for some criminal reason, and because the name Jordan Hester is a gender-neutral name, the other Jordan is a lady who buys fancy paintings. Something's going on, and we're not going to be able to figure this out until we regroup, but Finch is stuck in the closet at this woman's apartment.
Welcome back.
I suppose I should thank you for making them evacuate the building.
Thank the automatic sprinkler system.
Harold really goes through with this episode. He's out of his element, and frankly, good. He could stand to be knocked down a peg, claiming to have invented Friendster, this nerd. They decide that one of these people has to be the real Jordan Hester, but they aren't sure. There is somehow not enough info yet. So it's time to split up again. Finch will follow Lady Jordan around, while John will post up at the end of the bar and watch man Jordan work and also be an asshole to Fusco.
Well, you got HR buzzing. Don't worry about it, though. I'm pretty close to finding out who the major players are.
I didn't ask you here to talk about HR.
The records show that Jordan Hester has a 3rd apartment, and John sneaks in to take a look and discovered it's clearly a drug lab of some kind. Check out all these trays of pills and chemistry equipment. Is one of those trays full of gummy worms? Who knew drug cooking was so colorful? John punches the guy out and installs a camera in the apartment so we can keep an eye on the drug cookers. Now at least we know why someone stole an identity. And when Guy Jordan leaves work to have a gruff conversation in the back alley with the drug cookers, it all comes into focus. Guy Jordan stole Lady Jordan's identity to sell drugs. Time to shut this down. Finch tails Lady Jordan into a bookstore where she catches him and they have a little flirt. Turns out she also likes reading books. He sees a couple of strange men following her, so he intercedes and takes her to lunch, tells her everything about what's happening, mostly, and there's a certain amount of chemistry there. She takes him home to have some tea. She's very thankful for all the help Harold is providing in this little identity theft scheme. Anyway, while these 2 are getting to know their respective Jordans, Fusco is doing some actual police work. He visits an old friend in Vice who's seen this kind of thing before, a guy who got sent to jail for drugs, all while claiming he didn't do anything, and Fusco visits him to hear his story, how his ID was stolen, and because all the crime was in his name, he took the fall. Really nasty business. Fusco promises him that he'll find a way to get him out, do some civil service, which he actually enjoys. Carter, meanwhile, is licking her wounds, having no questions when she sees Fusco working on a bizarre little project that sure is remarkably similar to secret missions she's been put on by a mysterious billionaire, instead getting distracted when the FBI wants to talk to her about her guy, the man in the suit. He's a person of interest in a number of cases, such as that thing that happened in Episode 3,
A series of bank robberies involving ex-military,
Episode 8,
killing of a Stasi operative.
heck, even Episode 13.
And we think this may be the same man who assaulted my team and kidnapped a suspect in our custody.
The way I remember it, the suspect was later cleared of all charges.
That's beside the point, Detective.
If she can spare an hour, he'd like to invite her to their pad. Check out his conspiracy boards. Turns out the FBI is also tracking John because they believe that the CIA has been up to some shit. Which, true, they have been up to some shady business. They figured out that John was an agent for Mark Snow, the Weasel, and assume he has gone rogue. This is where they get off track a bit, because they don't have the context of Harold and the Machine. They think John has gone mercenary, selling himself to the highest bidder, specifically Elias, and they're gonna catch him somehow. And Carter, upon hearing about the FBI's plans, tells them good luck and leaves the room. Doesn't rat John out, doesn't correct them about his mission, just has nothing to say. And like, yes, don't talk to the feds, but considering that she's currently fighting with the boys, I really expected her to work with these guys. Maybe she just doesn't like this guy's vibe. Don't blame her. So John follows Man Jordan to the drug cooking apartment, where he starts proving to not actually be all that well informed about illicit substances. Almost like he looked all this stuff up on Google earlier and is just kinda winging it. Guess what? We got it wrong the whole time. Man Jordan is the innocent here. It's actually Lady Jordan who is the drug kingpin, and Jordan has decided to just pretend to be her to get revenge for stealing his identity. It's a dumb decision, since the drug cookers figure out fairly quickly Jordan's in over his head, and it's only an intervention of John Reese that keeps him safe.
Boss, cops are outside. Everybody grab what they can.
That's the guy who knocked me out.
Harold, meanwhile, realizes a moment too late that his tea has been spiked, and he gets extremely high.
Hey. That is my very good friend.
Who was it? Who is he? Where is he?
Nowhere that matters. And not in the lab. Oh, no.
Michael Aronson has so much fun with this. It's a joy to watch. You completely forget that his life is in danger. Fortunately, she hates getting her hands dirty and sets up a little trap in the microwave to blow him up, and he's too wasted to recognize this is a hazard.
You alone?
What?
Luckily, we're out of twist and we can start wrapping things up. John convinces Man Jordan to follow his lead, and they get out of there and find Lady Jordan as she's preparing to jump to the next identity, getting her arrested and clearing the names of all her victims. Hooray. Finch gets saved by Fusco, who just kinda turns off the microwave bomb, before going to John and asking him if he's going to be helping with these cases or doing undercover with HR, and John just kind of ignores him, because John is an asshole who treats his assets poorly. Yeah, I said it, be nicer to Fusco. It's not like you don't know how to be nice. Look at this little scene from the ending, where Finch is still high as fuck, and John is there to check in, tell him all is fine, and Harold just tells John that he's willing to answer any question John has. He's an open book, and John tells him to go to bed.
Come on. Ask me anything.
Good night, Harold.
Real respectful, clearly sees Harold as an equal, unlike Fusco. There's even a sad little button when Finch calls John Nathan,
Good night, Nathan.
because he also considers John a friend. Or at least mistook him as a friend, which is close. Just a cute extra layer to their relationship. Next time, it's another Elias episode. He's finally making his move, preparing to kill the heads of the 5 families. Let's see how that works out for him. You are being watched.
You are being watched.